Hello everyone. I hope you guys are doing okay. So today we have here iPhone 16 Pro Max in desert titanium color, and few things I've been noticing about this device, especially the new button that Apple have introduced to specific to this model, is that like overall the device feels very similar to the previous models. Like I don't find it much difference as far as like if it's concerned to a 18 Pro chip. So like I've also used the 14 Pro Max before, which was my last Apple device, and even after coming from there I don't find much different in terms of what the software has to offer, because eventually the iOS 18 will be going to down the line. So I don't think so there's much difference. And As far as the new button is concerned, so it's kind of I would say like it's a good thing as well. At the same time, it's not necessary because there are multiple options. Like from here, you can just do things faster from your screen as well at times. And but yeah, it needs some time to get used to of this, but especially the position of it is so low that I believe the Apple have made this one to be used especially in the landscape mode, because if you're using like in a portrait mode, so you're most likely to drop your device. So I think the ideal position would be to use like this as a camera, and that's the reason that Apple have made it so much lower, so much lower this button on the frame. uh, However, it's quite good in terms of the use. Like it's really quick. Like if you need to snap a quick picture, so it's really good for that. However, the usage of this needs your muscle memory to work out with, because sometimes it becomes difficult initially once you start using this button, because there's like double tap and single tap does different things. Like it takes you to the zoom and all that styles, the new styles that have and once you press like single, so it just takes you to the zoom. uh, so yeah, so and you, it's kind of a button, because you can eventually press it to it presses actually like a button. It's and still you get the haptics on this one, which is a nice thing. But this addition, I believe, it doesn't justify the people who are coming from the iPhone 15 Pro Max, or maybe 14 Pro Max, I would say too. Yeah, I think uh, it depends upon the person. If you guys having an older device, you can just go ahead and get this device. uh, I would like to talk about this color, and I just saw it in a light, and it's somewhat similar to the gold color that the iPhone 11 had, the golden one. It sometimes, and at some angles it looks like very similar to that color. And it's it's a nice addition to the color, but I think Apple could have done better in terms of introducing new colors. Like we've been seeing these colors like since ages, like the gold color we had in the 11 Pro Max, and the natural titanium you have the in iPhone 15 Pro Max, and the black and white are always been standard since long time. So the screen obviously have gone bigger on this one, and you can feel that one the bezels are like quite thin on this device. uh, and I always like one thing about Apple. Like I'm coming from iPhone 14 Pro Max and back to this, like I really love the Face ID function on these devices. These are like seamless at times. However, like it varies in situation. Like if you're laying down on a bed, your head into a pillow, so probably the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner or any sort of different fingerprint scanner would be better in such options. So yeah, I would assume like they could Apple could have made better use of this button in terms of they could have introduced the Touch ID, which was on the previous iPhones. Then it would be much better reason for people to upgrade this one. So you have two options of getting in, like two secure methods like Touch ID and the Face ID. Or maybe if in the future Apple may decide to use this key as a Touch ID and then remove the Face ID, so that would just make the screen complete and it would look much more beautiful. Or they I think they're going to do same something about it, the button, like because there's an option to include the Touch ID. So I would assume Apple would consider this one to use this button as a button, or maybe you can just modify it as a Touch ID. Maybe through Apple have maybe they have built in this thing into it, and they might activate this one by software later sometime. And but I would say like it's not that bad having this button over here. Just give you quite quick access to the camera, like especially like I have a small child, so you know how quickly they run here and there, and it's very difficult to capture the pictures of them. So you can just quickly snap from here, and it's quite quick, like I must say, like it's not like it would just lag or anything. It just right away just fires up your camera. So this is nice option. It's kind of a very small upgrade, but yet there are things like physically which are changed, like little you get a little bit of screen, bigger screen, and the button. But yeah, if I would myself, if I would be coming from iPhone 15 Pro Max, so I would think a lot of time to whether to move this to this device, or whether it justifies or justify, or maybe you can just wait another year and just go ahead and wait for the iPhone 17 maybe. Probably I think these devices are nevertheless not to be upgraded each year, and these are supposed to be upgraded every 2 to 3 years. Like devices are pretty all the devices are now at their maturity when it comes to camera or anything. Like whatever you get, you won't be feeling you won't be you won't regret it actually, yeah. And you will be either of better off if you go for Samsung. Maybe if you go even like I would like to talk about, like even if you I came from S23 Ultra to S24 Ultra and like I didn't find much different. Obviously there are differences, but like to a normal user, if you're not like, let's say for example, take a camera of a 15 Pro Max and a 16 Pro Max. So as an individual, if you're using 15 Pro Max, you won't find any difference between both cameras. Yeah, but once you just compare side by side, and you'll see, so you might find the 16 Pro Max better in some cases. Like it captures, it has a better HDR in terms of where the dark areas of the photo just make it much more brighter and captures more detail. But once you're using the iPhone 15 Pro Max as a solo device, you will be happy with it for sure, unless you go and just compare side by side, which like normal user never do that. uh, so yeah, I think that's my thought about the iPhone 14 Pro Max. And yeah, one thing I would like to talk about this one is like the battery life is amazing. Like I was using the S24 Ultra. I have currently my Z Fold 6. You guys know Z Fold 6 is like it's a nice device in terms of the versatility, but the battery life I find a little bit lower than what I need actually. But I've used the iPhone 16 Pro Max and with the same usage when compared to the S24 Ultra Z Fold 6, the battery life has been amazing on this device. And when you compare the A18 Pro chip with the best of the best Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip, so both are the best chips. So you, for a normal user, they will be better off with all these things. If you are just rendering your videos or anything sort of stuff on your phone, then you might feel a little bit notice difference here and there. But that would be too negligible as well. So I believe both would be just great device. Even the 17 A17 chip on the A17 Pro on the 15 Pro Max has been a great chip. And yeah, you will be just better off like with any of those devices. If you find the need to upgrade to this device, you guys should consider a good deal you can get on the 15 Pro Max or anything. But yeah, if you're the one who just needs best of the best each year, so yeah, definitely go ahead, because obviously this is the bestest you can get right now in the market from the Apple. So yeah, I think that's it pretty much. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and support my channel. Thank you so much. Bye.